I don't agree with any of that, and I don't accept that I haven't been trying to help you heal and that I'm not trying to be transparent. I think that you could be more proactive and clear about your boundaries, and then it becomes a discussion of whether or not I've transgressed your boundaries. But we haven't had that discussion. You haven't let me know what it is specifically that you're uncomfortable with, what it would take for you to heal, what the timeline would be, any of that. So I don't know how I'm supposed to behave in an appropriate way when you haven't let me know how exactly it is that you want me to behave.
There's literally nothing I can do. You can look back at the first year of our relationship. I literally never a single time ever criticized a single thing you wore. Let's begin
Yes. What? What's the? That was the past, and things have changed. What cycle? Can you just calm down and talk to me? Did you hang up? No, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair that it's wrong for me to stream because I'm a girl. Like, I think that's really messed up, actually, and not okay. I don't think you've understood.
The third thing is reassurance, and the reassurance can't be, I can't call you in the middle of the night, but also the reassurance can't be like, like a dog comes to you and they're scared because they've been abused before, and you don't, it's like negative reinforcement, I need like transparency. I need to understand by asking questions better and understanding better and not being afraid to ask questions. And the third thing is receiving reassurance. I can like bring it to you in a way that's like not super explosive. I can do it in a way that's not yelling. I can do it in a kind way. I can do it in a way like before it gets to that point when all I am is stuck in the cycle in my head and I'm upset for things that are not real. And you could say like I could, you know, reassurance could be as simple as like, I'm feeling like that awake, and you'd be like, you have nothing to worry about. You know, like use a blanket statement. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I like need positive reinforcement or like not. But it's fine if you can. I don't know. Do you want to? Any thoughts? Like, do you want to talk about this right now?
I mean, I think it's weird to talk about this now in the context of like you being mad at me for streaming. I think it's a separate conversation, and I don't know if the context in which we're having this conversation is helpful or helping the conversation be its best form.
Yeah.
I
Well, the
mean,
reason I was the reason why I was upset, 90% of the reason why I'm upset is because I've been waiting all day for a response. I've been like waiting for the call. I've been like appropriately leaving time to make room for the call.
John, I told you that I had important meetings that I was nervous about today.
I know. I know, and I was gonna text you, I hope your meetings went well. I was gonna text you how'd your meetings go, but then I got a notification you're streaming instead. You're streaming to music, you're streaming the face cam, you're relaxing, you're chilling, you're not thinking about the conversation, you're not thinking about it like I am, and that's fine.
Because that's what I need.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What is this conversation supposed to be then? Like, what do you, like, what, do you just, like, get off the phone?
I mean, should we even talk about those things right now?
I don't know.
I don't know if I can.
It's fine.
Was your sister able to give any help?
Yeah, my sister gave some help. My mom gave some help. My dad tried.
Was it because you were upset and like they were
No. No, it was like a logical thing. It was me trying to get help. It was me getting to different perspectives. I wasn't crying, I wasn't emotional, I wasn't upset. And my sister's perspective, because she's a very different person than my mom. My mom's perspective, because she's a very different person than my sister. My sister told me that there's a difference between honesty and transparency. And that was an important lesson that I learned from that conversation. I had help unintentionally through my brother and his girlfriend. And I had help specifically from my mom because she's had unhealthy relationships in the past. And I was talking about that at like 3 o'clock. And I'm nervous and I'm anxious to tell you. And I'm sorry, you know, I got the notification, and I open it up, and it's a face cam, and it makes me feel insecure. And I understand if you don't like that, that's fine, but I, like, if that seems out of left field to you, I would be so surprised.
And so what did they say?
My sister, like, you know, recommended a bunch of books, but the main, you know, the main takeaway I had was transparency versus honesty. Centered around how to heal, brought up around I'm the problem. I wouldn't, just so you know, to reassure you, I literally would not, like, talk bad about you to my family. strong morals against it. But I would ask it for advice, and like I would take the blame to them and ask for help because like that's what people do. You know what I mean? So I tell them like what is happening. I told them like, what I'm doing. I tell them like, probably the reasoning behind it. And I listen to my sister's reasoning. And the takeaway that I received is, I kept harping on the truth and wanting to know and just like, being paranoid by the not knowing. And we just like, I don't know, we talked for a long time, and like the takeaway is like that there's a difference in honesty and transparency. I don't need or want to know anything, you know? Like my brother and his girlfriend, it seems a little bit stupid to talk about their relationship because they're 19 and 18 or whatever, but, he's telling me in the car the first time, she cheated on him. She like gave him access to her phone, took off the pin, his access to blah blah blah, and he was like saying, oh yeah, I just check her phone every day and blah blah blah. And I was like, you check her phone every day? And he was like, well, not every day, like now recently I haven't had like a reason to blah blah blah. And then he let out that he did check her Snapchat once, and is like, one of his close friends messaged her some like stuff, and then she's like, oh, don't make sure not to pin this message because he might see it, blah blah blah. Anyway, the point is, the takeaway, is like, I got pissed off, and I, try to give him like words of wisdom and crap, and the main takeaway is like, that like, wanting to know is one thing, but like wanting to know to those lengths are unhealthy. I told him it's unhealthy, like, do I make any sense?
Uh-huh.
So there's a difference between transparency and honesty. You know what I mean? Like, I literally don't want to be in a place at all where I think about this at all. I don't want to think about it every day or every other day or every week or every month. And I'm sure there'll be times where I do, but what I don't want is honesty. What I do want is transparency. I don't know exactly what that looks like. I know you might not be capable of, talking about that right now, but that's the takeaway I have with my sister.
I think I'm very capable. It's just not clear to me what exactly you need in terms of transparency. And I do feel like I've tried to be transparent. So that's where my frustration is coming from.
Yeah, and I know you're right to be frustrated. To give you some context, I talked to my mom, and I literally told her that, talked about like what I learned from my sister to get her insight for like honesty versus transparency. And she told, I told her, I ended up telling her that like you literally asked me like what would make it better, and I couldn't give you any answers, and I do need to give you answers. So like I don't have like very very specific things right now, and I think it probably has to be a conversation. I don't want to be a painful conversation. Anything I say, like I just want to make sure that like I'm just telling you the things that'll help me. Like in saying them, feel as though I don't want you to feel any obligation other than like saying like I don't even want to say them because I don't want. It's not even like that big deal. I just don't want to say them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't tell you. Don't say them because I don't want. I don't know.
Yeah, but then it becomes unfair for you to have those expectations in your head, but for me to not know them, and then when something happens, it upsets you.
No, I mean I understand. It's not even like an expectation. It's like I didn't even have like a specific expectation in mind, and I didn't know what to say or how to say it, and I didn't super look into it because I didn't want to cross any boundaries. I don't want to invade privacy, and I know that sounds fucking ridiculous coming from me, but you get the clarification, I can give it to you. It's just my point is like I understand that I haven't given you specifics. I understand that's where your frustration lies. I can think of specifics. I can think of like the points they're centered around, and like would like to talk to you about them and get your input, get your feelings, and see if it's something that if can work with it and see if it's something that can help.
Okay.
The reassurance thing, like I don't need to. I don't last time when I called you, like I told you, I felt like a fucking idiot. I don't need to pick apart every part of your life. I don't care. And literally, like, nothing is important anyway. But sometimes, like, I'll get, like, a thought in my head that starts at, like, a 2 out of 10. And then I don't say anything and it builds to, like, a 9 out of 10. You know? And if I could say something when it's, like, a 1 or a 2, when it's not even, like, centered around a specific thing, or you just say something and like receive like a blanket statement or something. You don't have to, and like it's like uncomfortable. I know it's like emotionally draining, but like You don't have to like explain yourself. You don't have to show me your phone. I actually pretty much prefer that you don't show me your phone, but I do appreciate the action of you putting the phone in front of me like I could if I wanted to, but I then don't want to. It's like that act is the only thing that I need. I don't need to go through your phone.
So
No, you know what I'm
you
saying?
said me offering?
Yeah, like you by you offering and you putting the phone in front of me, I didn't need to look at the phone anymore. I felt better.
Okay.
Like, but I'm also saying like, you know, like maybe like that'll help. You can do like whatever you feel like you can or want to do for like reassurance, but you know, you can also just give me a blanket statement.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to
bring it up
be
in a
very
moment.
clear. These things will help you feel more comfortable potentially right now and less anxious. I don't want to do these things. Like let me let me say that again. Like I'm okay with doing these things for now so long as you understand, we both understand and it's agreed upon that this is a big issue and need you need to work through this. You need help with this, and I don't want it to become. I don't want it like I'm okay with doing little things to maybe prevent you from crashing out in a moment, but I don't want to encourage a kind of paranoia and basically control. Like little things are fine. If it grows, if it becomes more, that's going to be a red flag for me that tells me that you're not working on the issues on your end, like in your head. You're not working through those. Rather than that, it's, you know, directed toward me. And I don't want to feed into a kind of unhealthy thing.
I understand what you're saying. I understand how serious it is, and I know that it requires help. I don't expect you to do these things long term. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I don't want to have the thoughts long term. It's unhealthy to initially have the thought. I don't want you to have to respond every day either.